Hey everybody, so we are continuing on with Sound of Thunder, and we're going to look at paragraphs 42 to 51. And while I'm reading 42 to 51, I want you to think about what are you learning about characters and what are you noticing the author doing that's making it more suspenseful, that's making it to where you're not sure what's going to happen, but you do want to find out. So let's do it. 42 to 51. Here it comes. How do we know which animals to shoot? They're marked with red paint, said Travis. Today, before our journey, we sent Lesperance here back with the machine. He came to this particular era and followed certain animals. Studying them? Right, said Lesperance. I track them through their entire existence, noting which of them lives longest. Very few. How many times they mate? Not often. Life's short. When I find one that's going to die when a tree falls on him, or one that drowns in a tar pit, I note the exact hour, minute, and second. I shoot a paint bomb. It leaves a red patch on his side. We can't miss it. Then I correlate our arrival in the past so that we meet the monster not more than 2 minutes before he would have died anyway. This way, we kill only animals with no future, that are never going to mate again. You see how careful we are? But if you came back this morning in time, said Eccles eagerly, you must have bumped into us, our safari. How did it turn out? Was it successful? Did all of us get through alive? Travis and Lesperance gave each other a look. That'd be a paradox, said the latter. Time doesn't permit that sort of mess, a man meeting himself. When such occasions threaten, time steps aside, like an airplane hitting an air pocket. You felt the machine jump just before we stopped? That was us passing ourselves on the way back to the future. We saw nothing. There's no way of telling if this expedition was a success, if we got our monster, or whether all of us, meaning you, Mr. Eccles, got out alive. Eccles smiled palely. Cut that, said Travis sharply. Everyone on his feet. They were ready to leave the machine. Okay. That was intense. So, what I need y'all to do, you need me to be able to figure out how to work this computer here. So I just read 42 to 51, and we were thinking about characters, and we were thinking about suspense. So pause for a second and jot down what you noticed about characters and what made the suspense or tension ramp up, and then come back to the video. Okay, hopefully you paused and jotted, and I'll kind of share what I thought about. I just jotted down, whoops, I've totally forgotten how to use a computer, guys. I jotted about the suspense. There's no way of knowing if they live, right? When we looked over here, Lesperance he talks a lot about, hey Eccles, we don't know if you live or die. And so when you're not sure about something like that, it makes it more suspenseful. We want to find out who does live or die, because we don't know for sure how it's going to go. And then for characters, I noticed that Mr. Travis and Lesperance are very careful people. And I'm not even really making an inference here. Lesperance says right here, look, we're careful. And then he gives these examples of how careful they are. They're really trying hard not to mess anything up. Because they don't want to basically ruin the whole world, right? And that's good. We don't want them to ruin the whole world either. So let's think about, for that section, what kind of inferences can we make? Why does Lesperance mark the animals they're hunting? So take a second and go back and reread that section and think about, why is Lesperance doing that? What inference can you make? And then come back to the video. Okay, hopefully you paused and made an inference. And again, Lesperance, this isn't a huge inference. I didn't have to think too hard about it, because he essentially explains in the paragraph that he's marking the animals because if they shoot the wrong one, the whole future will change. I mean, they said, if you step on a butterfly, if you step on a blade of grass, if you even breathe wrong, the mice will die and everything will be different. So they're just really trying to prevent essentially ruining the whole world. So we're going to finish up section 1 by reading 52 to 59. So, I know you're excited. We've ramped up the tension quite a bit. So again, we're going to be looking at what we can learn about characters, setting, and of course, because now we're in a pretty suspenseful section of the story. We're in the rising action where things get tenser and tenser and more suspenseful and more suspenseful. So we're definitely paying attention to the tension, the suspense in the story as we go. So here's my story, and here we go. They were ready to leave the machine. The jungle was high, and the jungle was broad, and the jungle was the entire world, forever and forever. Sounds like music and sounds like flying tents filled the sky, and those were pterodactyls soaring with cavernous gray wings, gigantic bats of delirium and night fever. Eccles, balanced on the narrow path, aimed his rifle playfully. "Stop that," said Travis. "Don't even aim for fun, blast you. If your gun should go off—" Eccles flushed. "Where's our Tyrannosaurus?" Lesperance checked his wristwatch. "Up ahead. We'll bisect his trail in 60 seconds. Look for the red paint. Don't shoot till we give the word. Stay on the path. Stay on the path." They moved forward in the wind of morning. "Strange," murmured Eccles. "Up ahead, 60 million years, election day over. Keith made president, everyone's celebrating, and here we are, a million years lost, and they don't exist. The things we worried about for months, a lifetime, not even born or thought of yet." "Safety catches off, everyone," ordered Travis. "You first shot, Eccles. Second, Billings. Third, Kramer. I've hunted tiger, wild boar, buffalo, elephant, but now this is it," said Eccles. "I'm shaking like a kid." Okay, so we read 52 to 59. What can you jot about characters, about the setting, and about suspense? So go ahead, pause the video, and I want you to think about what you would jot. All right, I hope that you jotted something. I know you're used to me telling you what I would jot for this section, but surprise everybody, I'm not telling you. This is where you're going to fill this in yourself and submit it to your teacher, and your teacher will take it either for a grade or just a piece of information to use to kind of plan the next lesson. So y'all make sure to jot characters, setting, and suspense, because if you just played the video and didn't stop and do it already, now you're gonna have to go back and do it. I'm not giving you this answer. So do that, and then our very last thing, I want you to think about the inferences. Based on 52 to 59, how does Travis feel about Eccles? And so when you go back to the story, because you're going to have to go back to the story for this, what you will need to do is look at this again and think about what Travis says to Eccles and how he says it, what his tone of voice is, and things like that. And so we really look at those things and come up with a guess. How does Travis feel about Eccles? Are they buds? Are they not? And tell me why. All right, I'll look forward to reading part 2 with you very soon.